Absolutely.
So now you're in Dallas and you're now under the great Bill Parcells.
Absolutely.
Right? This is the big tuna, right? This is one of those coaches that's, I mean, he's a champion. Everyone talks about the makeup of Bill Parcells and how he didn't take no
And it didn't matter who you was.
And it didn't matter who you was. Boy, we love those coaches in the NFL nowadays. Sheesh. So you get there, and now, because this is important, did you feel when you walked into the Cowboys facility or in the program, did you feel that mystique of, because you're a fan of the Cowboys, I presume.
Absolutely.
Right? But so this is from the outside looking in. Now you're in the building. Did you feel that?
And you're in the same building that Troy, Michael, Emmett, all those boys were in.
You feel
Deion,
that.
Charles, all of those. These are all Hall of Famers.
Correct. Do you feel that now when you walk into Valley Ranch and you're like, you know what I'm saying?
You do, but you try not to be in awe of it.
Okay.
Because as you start to be there, you start learning that these guys still come around often. So it ain't like just a high and by, you never see him.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's often.
It's a Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah, regular. Yeah, exactly.
Smith.
Correct.
Right.
Easily. And so you just know what that star, growing up here, you know what that star represents. Mm-hmm. And it's like, man, them cats got 3 Super Bowls. In my lifetime, they got 3 of them.
Did you feel a sense of entitlement, or did you feel a sense of obligation that we now have to put together something
correct
to rival that?
Correct.
To keep that
and
spirit alive.
And being that you grew up also watching the Cowboys play against Parcells and the Giants. And then watching him go to New England and go to the Super Bowl.
Right.
Watching him go to the Jets and go to the AFC Championship game. It's like, we got something.
Yeah.
We in for it. They had just came off 10-6 year. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh yeah, it's on. Yeah, no, you get slapped in the face quick.
So what is your initial feel for Bill Parcells, right? Because you enter into this thing and now you're like, this is Bill Parcells, and what is that initial conversation that you may have had with him, if any? But also, what is the initial feel of now I'm playing for Bill Parcells? Like, was that an eye-opening experience? Like, this is way different than I expected.
Absolutely. Do you realize the first day we get there? So the week after the draft is rookie minicamp.
Correct.
The first day we get there, dude, he basically had his own mini combine.
So you had to do it again.
I was like, man, we done with this.
Right.
Another 40.
Yeah.
Cause my numbers in the book. What? So everybody like, damn, for real. I mean, we did the circuit, bro. He did the 40. He did the vertical. He did the 225. I hadn't been to 225 no more since I had my pro day.
Right.
I was just like doing my workouts and stuff, doing some running and everything. I wasn't working on 40 starts. Mm-hmm. So it was different. I think I did 13 off of pure adrenaline. And just not to be the only one.
And fear. Adrenaline and fear. Yeah.
Ooh. And so we get out there and we run our 40. I don't even think he told nobody the times. I just remember I had Ty Haley, who was our receiver coach. And, he thought he was a mini Parcells at time. Like they say, your coaches usually take on the head coach's kind of personality. What Ty wasn't really a Parcells, but he started to try to act like that and everything. And so after we do that and everything, we start going into meetings and getting ready to try to do some install and everything, just base stuff and everything. And, one of the receivers go, hey, coach, what we running? Now, there was only 4 of us.
Right. You take every rep, every special team rep, right? So, like, this is, and it's 2-a-days, and it's fully padded back then.
Well, we didn't go fully padded.
Okay.
It was shells. But you remember I said 4 of us?
Yeah.
Well, run the receivers, Newsom, who was from Oregon State, about 30 minutes into practice, he pulled his hamstring.
Ooh.
He out.
Now it's 3.
It's 3 of us. We haven't even done the 3 receiver set stuff.
Right.
So I was like, ooh, dang, yeah, so it's 3 of us. All right, we're going to have to alternate this stuff. But it helped, I think, all three of us because now we got to learn all the positions. Mm-hmm. It wasn't just X and Z. Now you need to know X and Z.
Right.
Do that. We go into team period. And about the fourth play into team period, I make an outcut. Catch the ball. Well, I hear something pop. I heard it pop. I thought it was just my tape. Go back to the huddle, get ready to, get ready to break, call the play. I break, I take a step, and I just hit the ground. Tore my plantar fascia. Didn't even know it. Tore my plantar fascia, and I was like, I think I'm okay. I went to step again and fell again. That's two of them, dude. And I was like, luckily we were almost done with practice right there. So that was that. I go, they do the test. It was like, yeah, it's torn. I was like, what does that mean? I'm like, well, we're going to put you in this boot and everything. Start this treatment. Let's accelerate it and everything to get there. He said, now it's just about pain tolerance.
Right.
It's best that you completely tore it versus just a small tear.
Right.
Do that. They put me in a 90-degree boot that I sleep in, that it goes around my calf and straps and holds in place. I got to sleep in that thing. You turn the Velcro, rubbing your leg. I was like, man, I don't miss no practice stuff. I literally just went out there and limped around, and every plant step I took, but it felt like somebody just had a knife just doing that. But what it did was it earned his respect. Because he was like, okay, this cat here I almost cussed.
Yeah. Now you can cuss.
But okay. He was like, this fucker here is tough.
Yeah.
So I
which back
earned
then,
my respect.
Which back then, those coaches, and somewhat now, but back then, that was a real thing, right?
That was a very real thing.
And those rookie mini camps.
Because he's like, okay, if they tell him it's just about pain tolerance, okay, that he can't do any more damage whatsoever, it's going to heal. Once he leaves here, gets back to his campus, he can start getting treatment and everything and stuff. He'll get it while he's here, but nothing else is going to mess up anything. Now it's just mentally. Now it's just my pain tolerance. I got a high pain tolerance. Right. So I just like, hey, I'm like you said, seventh rounder. Yeah. I gotta get this. I gotta get this. So did that. Didn't miss any practice. Finished out that rookie mini camp. And I remember getting back. So we finished out that rookie mini camp. Now I have graduation the next weekend, and then the week after that, we back here and we started.
Shout out to graduating though. Let's not forget that.
You
told moms I'm graduating.
I told her
you
that.
graduated.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
And so we get back, and you get back, it's like you right into it.
The big dogs.
You right into it. The big dogs there already.
Yeah.
They was there already. So now we got to jump in and get in where we fit in.
Correct. So now let's talk about that roster. Right, because this is 2007?
No, it's 2004.
6? 4. I'm sorry, 4. This is 4. Right, so this 4. Give me some of the names that are on that 2004 roster.
You want the offense?
Sure.
You want offense? Okay. This the funny thing about it. Quarterback, we got Quincy Carter at the time.
I'm sorry.
I think he quit that book of sugar though.
Okay.
Which is good, though. I've heard that he's definitely improved and he's been better.
Shout out to Quincy Carter. I apologize.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, you shouldn't, but that's okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Quincy's there. Richie Anderson.
Okay.
They bring in Eddie George.
That's right.
Yeah, we bring in Eddie.
Right.
Offensive line wise. Now, mind you, we got Quincy Carter, but then Vinny Testaverde comes. So we get Vinny. Offensive line, we got Flozell. We got Larry Allen. Andre Gerard's
Got
there.
young Dre.
Got a young Dre.
Got a young Dre. Young Dre.
'Cause I think that was the first year he ended up starting.
Yeah.
Al Johnson was at center. Dre was at guard.
Okay.
And so you got those guys. My receivers were Keyshawn Johnson and the late great Terry Glenn. So it's like, hey, these boys, they Parcells guys.
Yeah.
They know what it takes and everything.
Right.
And I end up getting the number 84. Well, at the beginning of the season, or during rookie minicamp and training camp and everything, I had number 14. This is before they were letting everybody wear the teenage numbers and everything, stuff like once you made the roster, you had to get an 80-something.
Yep.
Keyshawn had already lobbied when he was in New York to be able to get 19, and so he was kind of grandfathered in.
Right.
So he got to wear his 19. Well, I get 81. You know, they were like, hey, we got to get you out of that 14. We got to get. I was like, 80 number. Why? Just, okay. And give me 81. Had no sentimental value to me. None whatsoever. They trade and get Quincy Carter. Not Quincy Carter. Quincy Morgan. Mm-hmm. Q was 81. He liked number 81. That's what he wore in college. He wore it in Cleveland. Didn't mean nothing to me. He was like, hey, man, you know, I'll give you a little something for that number. It's yours. It's yours.
What you remember what he gave?
He gave me 10 stacks for it.
Ooh.
Shoot, rookie.
That's big back then. That's big back then.
Like, that's yours.
Yeah. Because
if
he really wanted to argue the fact,
correct. He could
have got it for free.
He could have got it for free.
He could have been like, Coach,
well,
I need 81.
Yeah,
he understood the game and said, here you go, Rook. I got 10 stacks for you.
So I was like, cool. So I got 84. Well, I get 84, and all I could think about was, damn, I got this number. If you're a Cowboys fan, you know 84 was Jay Novacek. Mm-hmm. Jay Novacek was known to have great hands. He was Troy's outlet guy, kind of like how Witten became Romo's guy. And I was like, okay, I got to catch the ball then. That's one thing I'm going to pride myself. I'm going to make sure I catch this ball. And I did. And so when I get 84, Parcells made me basically be Terry Glenn's understudy. Mm. So he was like, every time I see 83, I better see 84 shortly behind. I was like, come on now, Coach, really? If he goes and gets in the cold tubs, you're in the cold tubs. If I see him getting ice in the training room, you probably need to be in there getting it as well.
Yeah.
I was like,
which is solid advice, though.
It's very solid advice.
Right? Like when you think about it, like you
That's
think
how I learned how to be a pro.
There you go.
That's how I learned how to be a pro.
Okay.